We hear you. W6BBS 72.
Well, the watt meter doesn't hear me. I'm not keying something here.
K6VBG 971.
I'm not driving the amp for some reason. Maybe because I got the power turned down to 0. Let's see here. Yeah, that might have something to do with it.
Oh, that was S3.
That was what?
That was S3, WB6JN.
Okay, well, let's see here. Get a couple of things plugged in. Get going here. WB6JNP. Good evening, Dane. Gotcha. And I've got a pen here in front of me. I hear Frank in here. Good evening, Frank. Did you get your gravel laid down?
Yes, sir, I did, but boy, it was a nerve-wracking pain in the butt. I've had something go wrong with the tractor, and, it's hydrostatic. I have 2 pedals, and normally they're sitting there level. And now the forward pedal's about halfway down, and the tractor immediately wants to take off forward unless I'm standing on the reverse pedal. And I crawled under it. I could not find something wrong, and as a matter of fact, I was just on the internet, and I think I found what they say causes the problem, a thing called a dampener, and I'm trying to study up to see how I can fix it without having to take this thing to the shop. Over.
Well, you're not going to believe it. I had similar issues here. I was out trying to get some mowing done with the old yellow mower, and I mowed. I mowed a bunch of stuff around in the yard, and I was working around by the lower tower and the oak tree I trimmed the other day, and all of a sudden it just stopped. It won't go. It's mowing, but it's not traveling. And the belt has either slipped off or something. I can reach under there and feel the belt's really loose. So the belt's come off the pulley again. So I don't know whether that bracket's come loose or something's bent again or something. So I towed it up to the house. Maybe on Saturday we can tip it up, or I can tip it up tomorrow. I don't know. I can see. You know what you were looking at when you put the new pulley on. And I couldn't figure out how to get into that spot. I guess we have to drop even dropping the platform. I mean, the mower bed doesn't seem to help much. But anyway, I got no drive anyway. Then I went and got the other mower, and both front tires were flat. I got it pumped up, and I mowed for a while. I mowed the backyard. Then I went down by Matt's trailer area and started to mow there and ran out of gas. So I had one of those days.
Yeah, okay, Roger. Yeah, you're right. You can't hardly see or feel anything with the mower deck in place. But once the mower deck is dropped and out from under there, then you can see the entire pulley run. The only spot that it's really difficult is where it goes over that back pulley on top of the transaxle back there. But other than that, it's pretty well wide open. So, okay, I got something else to look at when I get there. Over.
Oh, goody. Well, if your back isn't up to it, you can just let it go. But I sure can use that mower. The other one is, there's just certain areas I can't mow with the other one. And of course, I took the knobbies off the big tractor, so it's slick, and if the grass is even remotely wet, it doesn't move. I'm slipping and sliding all over on that thing. And then, of course, a couple of places I couldn't get in between. So I couldn't do as good a job of mowing as I could, but I did mow a little bit with the Husqvarna. Until I wrapped up my antenna wire that was laying on the ground, the 80-meter dipole I never had gotten up yet. Keep forgetting to have you help me get that up on the tower, but it's too late now. It was wrapped around a spindle.
A6S.
A6 Sugar, good evening.
No, I said put weed killer on it.
What's that weed killer on the rotor wire? I mean, on the antenna wire that was laying on the ground?
On the weeds. You don't have to mow them.
On the weeds. You want to put weed killer on the weeds. I got 40 acres of weeds here, buddy.
Well, just get one of those spearmins to fly over and put some Agent Orange on it. That'll kill everything.
Well, I don't want to kill everything. That's the point. If I kill everything, I get everything washed out. Then I got erosion everywhere. I had that trouble the first year. First year I came here, I put Roundup on the hillsides. I bought a nice sprayer that runs on the back of the ATV and sprays about a 10-foot wide swath, and it holds 50 gallons. And that winter I had erosion like you can't believe.
Yeah, Roger, I got the amp on now. And hello. Almost 700. That's about all it does. I mean, I could probably get in there and adjust the loading better, but you got to take the top cover off, and I don't like being around the voltage, but I'll do it one of these days. Anyway, get me checked in. I know Mike's here too, and we're going to try 40 meters. I don't know if 40 meters will go from here to Fresno at night.
So how much mowing did you get done?
Well, by default, I got a lot of mowing done. I mowed the front and the backyard, and all worked. And then I didn't get any serious mowing done. I just got a little bit around the yard and down where Matt parks his trailer. And then I pumped up the tires on the Husqvarna, but for some reason I kept having trouble steering it. Why is this thing having some trouble steering? It wants to steer right hand, but doesn't want to go left. And it was a tire had gone flat again. So I'm out there mowing with one flat tire. So just no end of crap. I've got to have to pump some juice in there and seal it. It's leaked since the day I had it. In fact, it was flat when I bought it.
Is that you in there, Frank? Success.
Deer mower here. Every once in a while, you don't keep the air up, it catches up with it.
I'm sorry. What was the comment, Mike?
I was just saying I got the same problem with the John Deere riding mower here. If you don't keep the air up, the beads don't stay set, and you lose air.
Well, I just got a slow leak in this. It's probably leaking. I don't think it's leaking out through the valve stem. It's leaking out around the tire somewhere. The tractor was brand new when I bought it. It just doesn't have a seal. Yeah, it's probably never sealed. The front tires have never sealed on the bead for some reason.
Yep, roger that.
Anyway, let's see. I've got WB6JNP 107. I got AA6S 800. I got WA6AAJ 727. That's what I got so far, and I'm pointed down toward Rick. I'm pointed down toward Rick, but I don't know if we're ever going to hear Rick again. KB6RQU, KB6 Radio Queen United, K6MYC. Rick, are you there tonight? Oh boy.
That's pretty strange. He announced he's going to be gone a while and then just kind of disappear.
Yeah, well, he said he was going to be intermittent for a while, but I never found out what that was all about. Rob was going to call him, but Rob's not in here tonight. They're having a board of directors meeting, so we won't have Rob in here. We won't have K6USY in here. We won't have WA6 OIB in here. They were all at a Fresno club board of directors meeting or something.
I didn't know we had a night off.
In what respect, night off?
From the Bozo Net. I was making a joke, Mike. I got you to chuckle at least.
You got me to scratch my head. What do you mean, night off? Yeah. Tomorrow is my night off.
I mean, all these guys got other things to do. Why did I come check in? That was kind of my joke.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kilo 6, Victor Bravo Golf 971.
K6BBG 971. Good evening, Dave.
Good evening, Mike. I didn't know if you heard me earlier, but I guess you didn't. So there I did it again.
Well, I don't think I would have missed you. You're very strong. I can't imagine. Maybe the mic didn't key up or something. I didn't even hear a trace of another voice anywhere in anyone else's transmissions.
He was there a minute ago. He just got doubled on.
Oh, who doubled him?
I don't remember now. Sorry.
Well, it might have been Big Strong Bill down there. How you doing, Bill?
Yeah, doing okay. Yeah, I said hi to him, but I guess I didn't get back to him quick enough there. I heard him here. He was loud and clear. Loud and clear, VBG and Visalia, Dave. AA6S.
Hi, Roger. Hey, boy, how you doing down there?
Still breathing, which is good.
Ready for all the weather that we've got coming in here the next couple days? There'll be a light drizzle and just enough water to get the concrete wet.
Bill, you're doubling with Dave. He's got to breathe now and then, so let him breathe before you pick it up.
Yeah, Roger, I said I heard there's some serious weather coming in.
Well, that's what we'd hope for.
It'll be just enough to get the concrete wet.
Might float the concrete away.
Well, if we're going to talk about weather, I've been watching it, Mike, because remember I told you this morning that it changed, and I've been coming in taking a look at the radar every now and again as I was, since I've been home, and it's been in the same spot. It's coming out of the Bay Area up through Modesto and whatnot, and it has not moved south in a couple hours.
No kidding. I had bright blue skies and sunshine when the sun went down here. It had cleared up completely from when you were here.
Okay, well, carry on, Montesquieu.
Yeah, we'll just wait for the rain to come tomorrow like it was scheduled originally. Okay, well, we don't have anybody down south. Maybe the other night when I was concerned, Mike, remember, Mike, I asked you about how come the guys weren't up on 120 on 1296. Well, it's maybe on this band that they go up to 120 and they call a net up there, and I should have come in here at 7:15 and tried to check in. I think I had the nets mixed up. I mixed up 1296 and 432. So that was my mental error. That's why we didn't hear anything up on 120. I called and listened and heard nothing. Duh. And they weren't there. They were down on 090. I guess you guys worked them.
Yeah, I think 432, Ralph's antenna is stuck in a position that doesn't favor this direction. I can't remember what he said about that.
Oh, okay. Has anybody talked to him since the night he came back on the air on 1296, or is he still? I was just wondering what was the result of his hospital stay.
I do not know, but he has that Friday night net. We could try him tomorrow night and see if we can get see if Joe knows or Ralph, if I can hear Ralph.
Yeah, I'll try to get on here at 7:45 tomorrow and see if we can get some readback on that. Okay. Well, I think I'll just turn up to get to Santa Cruz, and we'll pick up KW6S and whoever. We might have KWB6 or KB6 Lima Echo with the quad. He's got the Quaggy that he's built, but he may not have finished making the feed line and getting it up on the other mast today. He was afraid he was going to be working in a rainstorm, but I don't think he had any rain over there. We'll find out in a minute. Here we go to the Bay Area. Okay, KW6S. KW6S, K6MYC. Are you over there, Tom? Well, now I heard somebody call K6MYC, and I heard my call, but I did not get your call. If you would repeat your call a couple of times, please. Going very slowly because you're very weak. I may not be pointed right for you. Try it again. Try it again. K6MYC, Bozo Net. Not hearing anybody.
KC5DTU.
Oh. Good evening.
Good evening, Michael. In the net, you high up there? Are you guys getting any rain yet?
No.
Can you hear me, Kerry?
Yeah, go ahead, Frank.
Okay, I pointed the other direction. That's why I asked you. I was just telling Mike a minute ago, I've been watching this radar a couple hours, and the storms have moved south as far as the Bay Area, across through Modesto and up in the mountains, and they're just lingering there. They haven't come any closer to us. Over.
Roger, roger. Well, everybody's getting prepared, Frank, so let's keep our fingers crossed.
Nope, I'm leaving all the windows down on the truck and the doors open on the radio room and the vents open. That'll guarantee us some rain. If I close everything up, it won't rain or drop. Hi.
Roger that. I guess I'll go get my car washed.
All righty, I guess we better let Mikey carry on with his net. Good evening, Kerry. KC5DTU, W6BBS.
W6BBS, KC5DTU.
Okay, are we still looking good for tomorrow?
As of right now, we're still on.
India sugar, massive.
Okay, and I hear you, Paul. I'm not pointed into the Bay Area, but I hear you, Paul. K6 Whiskey India Sugar, looking for KW6S. But take the transmission, Paul. I'll peek on you. Go ahead. K6 Whiskey India Sugar, go ahead.
Okay, roger that. Yeah, if you're on the live feed, you know Mike's working in the Bay Area right now, so I'll just stay quiet. 73, K6WIS.
No, you called in, and I'm responding to you. K6WIS, K6MYC. Are you not hearing me?
Yeah, good evening, Mike. I was in QSO with KR6MR. He came through, and he was much stronger than you. But you're about a 5x3, 5x4. K6MYC in the group, K6WIS.
Okay, very good. Well, I'll log both of you guys in, and I'll be up that way in just a little bit. We're just now getting into the Bay Area. I haven't heard anything from KW6S, but now I'm pointed right into the Bay Area at the normal heading for your peak, about 285, 288. We'll see in a few minutes. KW6S, no, I'm sorry, K6 Whiskey India Sugar with KR6MR, K6MYC.
W6MYC, K6S, okay.
I hear you, Fred. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, good evening, Mike. Yeah, it's just raining over here pretty good right now. The cells over us, so we're getting quite a bit of rain today.
Okay, nothing here but clear skies.
Maybe it'll drift down later tonight, but boy, it looks like the Sierras are going to get a lot of snow tomorrow.
Well, I don't know how you could tell that. We're in between you and the Sierras, and there's nothing over here.
Yeah, that's weird. It's either Southern California or Northern California. You seem to get mist all the time.
I'm multitasking here, trying to eat dinner.
No worries, Mike. Yeah. Anyway, you're not as strong as you usually are, but it's just, I think it's conditions. We've got a lot of rain going on right now. That's probably what's causing kind of attenuation on the signals a bit.
No, I was pointed up north of you. This should be better.
And Tom's in there, KW6S as well.
So, yeah, it sounds good. No, you got a great signal there, Mike, so that's really, really good to hear you again. And so I guess I'll let you get carried on with the net. So 73 KD6S, okay. Thanks, Mike.
Okay, Fred, very good. Thanks for checking in. And we'll see you maybe Sunday night if you can get in.
I'll see what I can do, Mike. All right, take care, and 73.
All righty, KW6S. KW6S, go ahead, Tom.
K6MYC, KW6S. Yeah, I have some of those well-known inversions happening here in the shack, but I think I'm better now.
The well-known inversions, you mean mental rectal cranial inversions?
I think that's the best way to describe it.
Okay.
Yeah, I was having trouble getting any RF out, and there's still some things that didn't seem to work right. But I had the microphone switch to, on this radio, I had the microphone switch to one that doesn't exist.
The non-existing microphone conundrum, huh?
Yeah, it does exist, but it's behind a monitor and about 4 or 5 feet away, so I have to really yell on that one.
Yeah, you do. It's like having a microphone in a bedroom and you're in the living room.
Yeah, kind of like that. But then I switched to the other radio, and I didn't have any luck either, so I've got to figure that out. But I did check out my LNA, and the 1296 LNA's dead and gone, one way or another, and so I'll have to get up and get there, but I can still run without the LNA.
Yeah, well, that's good. You were okay the other night, but I know you weren't hearing as good as you normally do.
Yeah, which probably explains why I couldn't hear Joe down there, and he could hear me pretty well. So I'll have to get that fixed, or at least not turn it on, because once you turn it on, it's really dead.
Yep, okay. You want to give a call over there to Lee and see if he's there?
Yeah, KB6LEE, KB6LEE, KW6S. No, I don't think he's there tonight. It didn't sound like he was going to get a chance to change anything before tonight, so he probably is, maybe he's listening on the live stream, but he's not on the radio here.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. I thought that was the case, that he wasn't going to get it done, but you never know. Sometimes you can do better than you expect to. Did you get rain over there where you are today?
We had some last night, very light, and a couple times very light today with a lot of wind. And I haven't been out since about 6:30, so I don't know. We got the double pane windows on our house here a few years ago, and that combined with my hearing dropping off a bit, I don't hear the rain too much anymore.
Okay. You know what the difference, what was the joke about? Because everybody can hear what I'm going to come up with here. Oh, I know what it is. Do you know what the difference is between for heaven's sakes, a saloon and a elephant fart?
I'd probably look for the saloon.
No, I'd say what the difference is. The difference is the saloon is a bar room, and the elephant fart's a baroom.
Okay. I will listen to see if I have any of that. Go going on here. But, yeah, in general, things were a pretty nice day here, except for a little bit of wind at times. I had to go down and deal with a parking permit on my Jeep today, and it was pretty chilly standing out there waiting to deal with that. But otherwise, it's been pretty nice weather here.
Very good. I couldn't resist doing the elephant joke because of your hearing. You know, you certainly would have heard one of those, wouldn't you?
Well, I would think so, but I'm not sure my wife would believe that.
Okay, enough of that stuff. Enough of my dirty humor, or my questionable humor. Anyway, we'll see you on Sunday. Have a good weekend. Hopefully we get deluged over here.
Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah, I will be running the DX contest this weekend, depending on how things run Sunday, closing down. I think it ends at 5, but depends on how much time I put in. I may or may not be there Sunday. Plan to, but that could happen. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, well, I think the contest is over at 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon, so unless you're totally wiped out, you should be there.
Yeah, I think so. It depends. It seems like I end up sleeping a little too much when I shouldn't be, and then end up pushing really hard till the end of the contest.
Okay. Well, good luck in the contest. Have fun. It's a good weekend for it. If it does what it's supposed to do weather-wise, you won't want to be out pruning the roses anyway, will you?
I know the roses are all pruned, so I've got one grapevine to go, or 3 grapevines to go, but other than that, I think I'm in good shape, ready to go.
Okay. Very good. I'll see you on Sunday night, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Let me go back into the Bay Area and pick up the rest of the voices.
Yeah, WA6AXX and WB6WNI is in there also.
Okay, thank you, Ed. Okay. Is it raining for you today? Did you get any there, Ed?
Yeah, we're at about 1.2 inches of rain. It's about 0.2 inches per hour, so a nice heavy rain today. Started around, when did it start? Started late morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Well, it seems to be stagnant right now. Frank has been watching the weather satellite picture, and it's stuck over the top of you guys right now, and then Northport, and it's not moving toward us for the last 2 hours. We ended up cloudy this morning, overcast with patchy clouds, mostly clouds and a little bit of sun. And then as the day went on, it got clearer and clearer and warmed up a little bit. We had a little breeze, but nothing major. But by the end of the day, I looked around and there weren't any clouds in the sky. It was hazy in the sky, you know, not clear, crystal clear, but hazy. But no big clouds like there was earlier, and the sun was setting, and the sun was still out doing good. So it just doesn't want to get here. We're waiting expectantly. But anyway, let me see if I can get Gary in here. WB6WNI, K6MYC. Go ahead, Gary. K6KLY, I hear you. Stand by 1.
Yeah, KB6WSC is in there, and WB6WNI, I'm not sure if Mikey can hear you, but go ahead, Mikey.
Now, I want him to transmit. I heard Russ there, but I didn't hear anything from WB6WNI. Go ahead, Gary. can just barely maybe think I hear a voice there.
Did you hear Gary, Mikey?
No, what I said was I could just maybe think I could hear a voice there. Occasionally I could get the trace of a voice. Over.
Okay, well, yeah, so this is his first 432, I guess, sideband contact, so new on this band. So welcome, Gary, I think, Gary, at WB6WNI, WA6AXX, and let me turn it back to Mikey.
Yeah, well, let's find out. I think he's kind of told me what he had, but maybe you could go over it one more time with him. I can't believe, because he's got a very respectable signal on 2. I can't believe that you'd be gone to a point where I can't even detect a signal on 432 unless he's got a bad feed line or something. Over.
Yeah, so Gary, what are you running? How much power, antenna, rig, so on? Okay, very good. Yeah, Gary is running 50 watts, a Yaesu 847 into an X510 vertical. So Gary is vertically polarized, and he can almost hear you. He hears everybody in the Bay Area really well, though. So thank you, Gary, for checking in, and maybe at some point to get up even as little as a like a halo-like antenna will do great. Pick up some signal, I'm sure. And back to Mikey, K6MYC, WA6AXX.
Okay, but first of all, Gary would probably hear me. I can go vertical. I'm going to go vertical for him now. Tell him I'm going vertical. Okay, there I am, vertical, WB6WNI, K6MYC, vertical. This any better? Over. I heard no response.
Each other. Go ahead, Mikey.
Yeah, I couldn't hear what you said. He heard nothing on the vertical?
He didn't come back to you. Mikey, excuse me, Gary. Gary, did you hear Mikey just a few seconds ago transmitting vertically polarized by any chance? Mikey, you want to try it one more time, vertical? He'll try listening again.
Yeah, I heard him that time. He's about readability 3. Tell him to go back to basics and just call signs and bozo number. Call sign and bozo number only, and I'll be able to make the contact. WB6 W1I. K6MYC, WB6WNI, K6MYC, over. You're Q5 now. I finally found the peak on you on vertical polarity. Well, you'd do all right if you put up a horizontal beam, because that thing probably has very little gain. So if you put up a 10 or 15 dB gain 432 antenna, you'd be in here really well. I'm sure of that. I'm vertically polarized now for you with the same antenna I'm transmitting on horizontal. I have both sets of elements in the antenna. It's a pair of 40-element Yagis 40 elements vertical, 40 elements horizontal, and two different antennas, two separate antennas at 90 feet. WB6WNI, K6MYC, over.
Let's wait till springtime. Anyway, I wanted to send you 3 nights and the fellow who's really thank you very much. And I'm going to be standing by the
Okay, very good. 7-3. I didn't copy much of that. You were down in a little fade, and there may be a little Doppler on you because you're a little bit off frequency. You're very low pitch yourself. We were talking way down here. And I was having trouble copying you because your voice is so low. So maybe you could net me a little closer there. 7-3 for now, Gary, and at least it's working. So you've got the 847 at least producing power. You just need a little bit more gain on the antenna side. WB6WNI, and thanks for the help, Ed. K6MYC, back to horizontal. Back to horizontal. Do you hear the difference, Ed?
Well, I'm, let's see, circularly polarized, so not much difference for me.
Oh, well, you weren't circular originally. I don't think, because you just about went away when I went vertical. Now you're the same vertical or horizontal, so something changed.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm running your longer satellite antenna, pointed at the horizon, of course.
Okay. Well, that's funny, though, because when I couldn't copy you at all when I went vertical. I mean, you were just barely readable and no better than when he was vertical. Because I was listening horizontal. I mean, I was listening vertical and you were just way down, and all of a sudden now you're at least as strong or maybe a little stronger vertical. So maybe it's just the path. Who knows? But I've never heard you fade out like that. Anyway, thanks for the help. WA6AXX, K6MYC. We'll stand by for some others in the Bay Area. 432 Bozo Net. KB6BA, and you're kind of weak, but we got you. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I heard rest in there. What did you say, Michael?
I said you're kind of weak, but I've got you, Oliver. KB6BA, K6MYC. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the report. I switched to vertical during your conversation, and you're just as loud vertical as you are now horizontal. So easy copy. And I guess the rain has started not so much in Centerville. K6MYC, KB6BA.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I thought the antenna was working. It seemed like it was working, and I was able to hear. Gary there, particularly when I moved the antenna a little bit, I had to really squeak everything out of the gain, out of the pattern I could get. I couldn't not aim right. I had to aim right at him, boy. 1 or 2 degrees made all the difference in the world. Anyway, good evening to you, Oliver. And let's see, you were working on a repair. Did you get everything working finally?
No, got caught up in other projects. Still on my list to get that transistor fixed on code 96 over.
Okay. In other words, you haven't gotten back to it yet. No worries. I'm sort of multitasking here. My son made a delicious buffalo burger for me here. I'm trying to eat dinner. And you caught me with a mouthful. Anyway, good to hear you. I think the conditions are down a little bit tonight, but I did wiggle the antenna and I couldn't get much more out of it. So you're down further than I would expect you to be. You're much stronger on 2 and 1296. But maybe this is your weakest band. Back to you, and then we'll see who else is in here. KB6BA, 900, K6MYC, over.
Yeah, good to hear everyone. then see you on Sunday, I believe, maybe 6 p.m.
I'll see you on Sunday. Who else do we have in the Bay Area? Let me see if I can get you, Russ. You were very weak the first time. K6KLY. K6MYC. Are you still there, Russ?
Yeah, Roger, K6MYC, K6KLY. Should be a lot better. I moved the antenna on you, over.
Yeah, night and day. Big booming signal now. Thank you for doing that. Everything's good here. How are you doing up there? You got everything running finally, huh?
Well, everything's running, yeah. I'm trying out a new interface box on the computer stuff. I haven't got that going yet, but that's the project for the week. We got the DX contest, the sideband contest this weekend. Now this weekend will be a good time for you to get on 10 and 15 meters, over.
To do what?
To work guys on sideband, as the ARRL sideband contest is on.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't have a lot of incentive anymore. You took all my incentive away. You got me all those certificates, and I don't see any reason to do any more, over.
Well, it's just having some fun and finding some new ones that you don't have, over.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. I'll make you a deal. If it rains like it's supposed to rain, I'll be on the air. But if it doesn't rain, I'll be out working like normal.
Yeah, okay, well, it's moving in. I don't know if it'll get down to you, but we've already had several rain showers today, and we're expecting storms all weekend up until late Sunday, over.
Well, let's hope so. My sky ended up clear blue sky and clear sunlight when the sun went down tonight, so it's moving, but it isn't moving fast enough to get here. I hope it gets here tomorrow.
Roger. Did you get anything back from the ARRL recently, over?
What was I supposed to get?
Well, maybe I'm getting you confused here. Didn't we send something in for you in November, over?
Yeah, well, I told you I got all that. I got the 7-band DXC award, and then with no celebration, no nothing, no plaque, no nothing. And then the next day, I got a big plaque from them for the 5-band DXCC, and a plaque and all, my name on the bottom and all that stuff, over.
Okay, Roger. Yeah, somewhere in your collection of stuff, we have the little plaques for the 6 and 2 meters you got earlier. We got to find them and attach them to your wood plaque, over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you mentioned that before. Yeah, well, I won't be able to find them. You'll have to dig through them the next time you're here. Okay, well, enjoy the contest, have fun, and maybe I'll get on and do a little bit of fiddling. 10, 15. You didn't mention 20, but 10, 15, and 20. I'll be on 20 meters on Saturday morning working Long Path Africa, as I always do, but we'll see how the band conditions are with that. That's a good indicator that we either have a good band or we don't.
Yeah, Roger. Well, they're expecting a small flare tomorrow around late morning, but it's a real small one, nothing big, over.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen even the big ones do anything here. I guess last Saturday we might have had the effects of one, but we still made a contact, although it was down for some people with the more modest systems. The long path wasn't very good for Bill up there in Sacramento with his tri-bander at 35 or 45 feet. He said he could barely hear the South Africans, and I didn't notice any difference. They were S9 or thereabouts the whole morning, so... That's the difference of the hilltop here, of course. That's funny. Okay, well, Russ, thanks very much. Good to chat for a second here. And like I say, have fun in the contest. Maybe I'll get on and play a little bit. I don't have, I do have a 15-meter beam up here now, do I? I did put 15. What did I do? I don't know what I did with 15. I think I put 15 up somewhere, and now I can't remember where I put it.
We have it locked on 90 degrees.
All right, well, you'll figure it out. Be safe. We'll talk to you next week. K6KLY.
Oh, that's right. It's bolted to the side of the tower at about 40 feet, so it's lock east.
W6PQL.
Okay, W6PQL. Good evening.
Good evening. Boy, the band's all over the place tonight. Mostly it's out. But a few minutes ago, you were in pretty good. Nothing new to report here. Just preparing for tomorrow. 7-3s for now.
Okay, well, good luck tomorrow. Hopefully it'll go easy and you won't have any long-term pain. Who was it we were talking about that the other day, and they said they only took Advil. He didn't even take the Oxycontin stuff that they gave him, so he didn't have much of an issue with almost the same thing that you have, over.
Yeah, I'm going to try and manage it with stuff like ibuprofen or Tylenol, and if that doesn't work, they gave me something to eat, more or less. I forget, gabapentin or something like that. So, I've got a fallback if I need it, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, okay. Really funny, jerky QSB here. I don't know what that's all about. You hearing that old broken up stuff on me?
Yeah, it's very fluttery. That's what I'm hearing.
I guess that's flutter. It's just so fast flutter you can't tell what it's. It just sounds like your connections are breaking. All right. Very good. You don't have anybody else to work tonight, so we don't have to worry about Steve or anybody, right?
No. Did you get KB6WFC?
No. Is he in here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there he is. Okay. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Go ahead, take one. Go ahead, Mike. I heard him say, I'm here. Him.
Doing the log. He heard you there one time directly. So, you're good.
Yeah, he came up real good for a second, and he just went away. I don't know where he went. Maybe he didn't stay up long enough for me to get the antenna swinging around on him there. Mike, make one more transmission, Mike. Let's see if I can get Q5 copy out of you, over.
WFC, Kilo Bravo 6, Whiskey, Foxtrot Charlie, over.
And we got you now, Q5. I have to go more north for you on 432. You got a different path than a 2-meter path. I'm clear up at 292. But we got you Q5 now, Bill. Mike. Thanks for retransmitting so other people can hear you. And if you're listening to the stream, you'll be able to hear yourself as well. 7-3, have a good weekend, and we'll see you Sunday night. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, 775, K6 MYC Bozo Net. Okay, Jim, I heard no response. Let's look for WB6JNN. He should be in here. Jim, WB6JNN, are you here?
K6USY 1079.
Oh, you're there. Are you back from a meeting already?
Yeah, we started at 6 o'clock, and it only ended up being like half-hour, 45-minute meeting. It went pretty quick.
Hey, Mike, do you need another course call guy so we can beat the Bay Area?
Yeah. I know. Okay, I had you in. I had you logged in already, but good evening again, Rob. I guess you got home early, huh?
Roger. Yeah, like Aaron says, it didn't last too long, so I sped home quick as I could. KM6SRR 432, over.
Yep, gotcha. And the only one, I don't know if Ken's going to get on here. Where did you have the meeting? At Ken's house or somewhere else?
Over at Marcus's.
Oh, okay. Ken in here?
He probably won't wander out to the radios. K6USY.
Is he tired and too busy?
Well, it just takes that extra effort to go run out to the shack.
He should have got home before I did, for sure.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we got you. Good to have you in here. We're up to about 28 check-ins, so we're not doing too bad. All right, let's see if there's anybody left in the Bay Area. Bay Area, for late checks. We're listening for WB6JNN or AB6SR. Perhaps one or two others that I'm forgetting. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie on the Bozo Net. Over.
I'm going to go down and eat, so give me a minute if you need me. KM6SR.
I'm eating here at the table. Let me get Russ in here. Let's go to K6ERF, K6 Echo Romeo Fox. Russ?
And John was
good evening, Mike. I'm sitting here listening to broadcast station KMYC and over in Fremont. It's coming in real good over the internet. Sure makes a difference, you know, being able to hear everybody. It's really great. Anyway, it's been raining like crazy here and off and on. Wind is moderate. So it's just kind of an inside job today. But boy, do I got a lot of work out in the yard waiting for me. I guess you're still working there because it's still dry. I envy that in a way. Go ahead.
Okay. We're all coming in so good because you're listening on the live stream. Is that it?
Oh, yeah. I always do that here. That makes it much more enjoyable.
Well, good. Whatever works for you.
And we won't listen for Gary tonight because since it's raining so much in Vallejo, I don't think he's going to get near the antenna.
Yeah, probably not. He didn't indicate he'd have it on tonight anyway. Alrighty, well, good. And we haven't had any rain here. It started out cloudy today and overcast and a little windy, a little breezy. Not real warm, but I was outside with the T-shirt on and just a little bit uncomfortable when the wind would come up. So temperatures in the mid-60s probably. And then by the end of the day, all the clouds cleared up. It got clear sky and sun went down, and we had bright sunlight for the last hour or so. Over.
Oh, yeah, roger on that. And by the way, I just have to offer congratulations on the achievements working on with all those awards that Russ I mentioned to you there, and that's really incredible. Whether you have large antenna systems or not, it takes a certain amount of tenacity and patience to get those.
Yeah, I guess it does. Well, I'm most proud of the 2 meter and the 6 meter one. Those were the tough ones to get, the DXCC on those bands from California. Almost impossible unless you live on a mountaintop like WA6BYA. I couldn't remember his call yesterday for nothing. But he was the first one to get DXCC on 6 meters in California on a terrestrial. He did not use moon bounce. He just got them by working them. But I never would have gotten there. He was probably more dedicated to. But anyway, we do have it on 6 and we do have it on 2. And I probably won't get any more. I don't think I'll mess with 160. That's the only other one I'm missing, 160. I got 80, 40, 20, 15, 10, 6, and 2. So what the heck, right?
Oh, absolutely. Enough. As long as you have fun doing it and you have had fun, and we're all getting up there in years, so just might as well enjoy pressing the mic switch and operating on the air here. You say good night to you there, and everybody else can copy me. 73 is behind K6 ERF markings.
Yeah, roger, Russ. Very good. Well, if I had my eyes, if I could see, I would still be doing moon bounce. I can guarantee you that, because that was a great love. And I feel awkward every time I see the moon coming up, and I said, I'd like to go in and get on the moon, and I would like to get on and get a key down and hear some echoes coming back, and I could do that, but that's all. So I just don't have the capability anymore without doing some real fancy stuff here, and it just isn't worth the effort. Anyway, good to hear you, and we'll see you Sunday night. Thanks much for being there as always, Russ. Enjoying the rainy weekend. I think we're going to get ours probably starting tomorrow. K6ERF, K6MYC up to N6RO. I do. I didn't get the antenna on you yet, but I copy you. N6RO, are you all cranked up and ready?
Yeah. My 432 antenna is still waterlogged. I can see that it's improving a little bit. It was, the SWR was 8 to 1 yesterday, and it's down to about 3 to 1 now. So maybe I can use the amplifier. We'll see. I think I'll win next week.
Yeah, well, I'm copying you, but it's a little more difficult than it should be because the band is really full of really funny, fluttery, multi-path QSP tonight. So when you're weak, that always makes me really have to listen hard. But we got you. Good luck on everything tomorrow. Hopefully you get through the contest smoothly without too many breakdowns. And you have fun doing it. That's the main thing. N6RO, okay, 6MYC. Almost no copy on that one. The combination, I'm hearing the Beale Air Force Base radar, and it's jerking my AGC around. It's popping about once a second, and it just takes every other word out because it's overwhelming you, and then it takes another half second for the receiver to recover. Over.
It keeps tripping no matter what I do.
Oh, there you go. You popped right up. So it's intermittent. Something just popped way up. Now you're gone again.
Yeah, I tripped the radio that time. I can't run more than 28 watts.
Yeah, well, you really pumped up there for a second. So apparently the radio is maybe shutting down to the VSWR or something there. Anyway, we'll let you go. Have fun in the contest, and we'll see you on Sunday, and get a report on how everything went. N6RO, K6MYC, and now listening for W6 Sugar Whiskey.
Yeah, K6MYC, W6SSW. You must have some sunshine today. I see your voltage is, or your batteries are up at 80% still. Yeah, I must have a lot of good charging. Yeah, we had kind of partly cloudy skies, not real thick. It was windy on and off from the southwest. We had a band of rain come through before dinner time, but yeah, not much moisture here with this storm. It's a typical cold storm, not a lot of water in it, I guess. So we'll see what else comes through. But it does look like it's inching your way, so you may get some later tonight or early tomorrow morning. Over.
Okay, very good. Where are you seeing my battery condition? Is it on the screen somewhere? Is that big white box down in the corner?
Roger that.
Yeah, I can't read it. Where are the numbers?
It says 1,827 watts, 80%, 52.8 volts DC.
Yeah, okay. We're pulling 1,800 watts here right at the moment from the batteries, and we got 80%. So that's we got pretty well charged up today. I don't know if they got to 100%, but they got awful close. I saw a high 97 or something at one point. But we got more sun at the end of the afternoon, but I wasn't watching it real close. I was out trying to fix flat tires on tractors and running out of gas on tractors, and all of a sudden the belt broke or belt let go on the first tractor, and I couldn't move it. It got me stuck, so I had to tow it back up to the house. Then I went and got the second tractor, and it had two flat tires, so I spent time fixing that and got it going. Then I went down and mowed for a while, and then I ran over a wire I have an 80-meter dipole that was on the ground there that I didn't remember about, and I was going to put it up, and I forgot. We didn't ever get it up, and I got tangled up in that, so that took another hour. Had to take one of the blades off to get it untangled from all the wires and crap. So much for the left side of the 80-meter dipole. Over.
Oh man, that's quite an adventurous day. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm really tired. I didn't do anything, but I'm really tired.
Well, yeah, that's totally understandable. That's a lot of repairing and maintenance.
Well, I had to keep walking back to the house and getting the tractor, and then taking the ATV and towing the tractor back up to the house and parking it and pushing it aside so it's out of the way, and then getting the other one and getting the compressor going and pumping up the front tires. And then I got halfway through that, I ran out of gas, and then I put gas in it, and I got halfway more through it, and then I ran I ran into a flat tire. The tire went flat again on the front wheel. So I had fun today.
Yeah, it sounds like it. That's great that you have the gumption to do all that.
Well, you're right in the middle of it. I didn't have any options. I felt like, screw this. This is not working today. I didn't even get started till noon. I mean, I sat there and listened to the beginning of Sean Hannity, and next thing I know, I was waking up. I almost fell off my chair I was just finishing breakfast. And so I have a late start on everything else, and then I finally got going. I worked till about 5. So I didn't get very much time in. All that stuff and all those problems occurred in about a 4-hour span. Over.
Sounds like you need a better maintenance guy.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it sounds like somebody's tuning up, so they're probably chomping at the bit up in Sacramento. So, well, have a good weekend. Hopefully the equipment goes better for you in between the rainstorms, and you get some production going. 7-3s, and we'll see you on Sunday night, W6SSW.
Okay, Steve, very good. Frank had a good suggestion. I should hire a better maintenance guy.
Well, yeah, I guess you could.
All these little things that each one of them takes time, and they're all such trivial little things you don't think about. All these little things that I need to do. I've got the bottle of that stuff you squirt in the tire to seal it, and I haven't put that in the front tires of this tractor. Brand new tractor. They were both flat when I bought the thing. And I thought, well, it was just the seals, and everything will be okay once I pump them up and run it a while. But no, they just keep going flat. And now they're going flat really fast. This one went flat after it was pumped up. I lasted about a half an hour. It was flat again. So I really got a bad seal there somewhere. Anyway, we'll keep chugging away, and maybe we'll figure out why that's leaking like that. See you on Sunday, Steve, and enjoy the weather such as it is. Over.
All right, will do. 7-3s.
7-3. Clear Lake, N1 PPP. N1 PPP. N1 Papa, N1 PPP. Clear Lake, are you up there? Clear Lake, K6MYC. Clear Lake? Okay. Well, let's go up to Sacramento here. Sacramento, KJ6KFB. How about you, Daryl? Oh, Daryl, KO6KD. How about you, Bill?
Yes, sir. I'm both. Hold on a sec. There we go. Had to turn the power back up. Yep, I'm here, KO6KD776.
Yep, I got you both. I hear Darren in there. He's very weak tonight, but it may come up in a minute. 756 KJ 6KFB and KO 6KD 776. Gotcha. Let's see if I can hear you, Darren. I'll tweak on you. Give me a little longer transmission. KJ6KFB, K6MYC, over.
Oh, very good, Mike. Okay, I'll give you some see if you can't get that antenna spun around. I've got a relay potential here. He might have to work you direct. We'll see how that goes. Jack is out here. Let's see, C9AZ. And he is 1063. If you want to add him on the list.
I missed a little bit right at the end there. You have a relay from somebody, and then I didn't get after that.
Kilo 9 Tango Alpha Zulu 1063 QSL.
QSL. I got it all okay. Thank you for the relay, Darren. And anything else? What did you say after that, or was that all it was? Over?
Oh, no, that's all I had. You might hear him. He's a little weak to you, and I think he might be stuck on vertical, but let's see. Jack, go ahead and try and key up, see if I can hear you. KJ6, KFB.
Yeah, well, I think I worked him the other night. I can't remember whether it was on 6 meters or 2 meters, but I worked him direct. But I don't know about 432. I don't know if he's still on frequency. Let me just give a quick call. K9 Tango Alpha Zulu, are you still there? K6MYC, over.
Yeah, Mike, he's not hearing you well enough tonight. Bad conditions aren't there. You guys doubled for a little bit of that.
Okay, where is he located? West of you or east of you?
South of me.
Well, where is he? What town is he in?
Elk Grove.
Okay, is it due south of you?
Yeah, so it shouldn't be more than 1 or 2 degrees, I would say, to the west for you.
Okay. Is he vertical or horizontal? I can go vertical for him.
Yeah, give him leave the direction right here, and then go vertical. Let's see if he can pick you up.
Give him a direction to point, is that what you said?
Maintain the current heading. Just go vertical.
Okay. I'm going to go vertical now. K9 Tango Alpha Zulu, K9 TAZ, K9 Tango Alpha Zulu, 1091, I guess. K6MYC. Kilo 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, Bozo Net, calling and listening. Any better? Copy you now, over.
But I could not speak with you. I just missed the noise there. Thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate it. And thank you, Dan. I appreciate you. Kilo 9 Tango Alpha.
I've forgotten the name. Give me your name. Refresh my memory, please, over. What was your name? I forgot your name. Give me your name again, please. Over. Maybe he's not copying me now. I didn't hear much of a comeback. Well, anyway, it was Q5 for a minute. Anyway, 73s. Maybe we'll catch you one of these days when you get something up horizontal. It'll be a lot better. Thanks much. K9 Tango Alpha Zulu, K6MYC, going back to horizontal now. Okay, here we go. And Bill, let me shoot it up to you, and I'll bump the antenna your way a little bit. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, very good. Boy, it's a huge difference when you went to vertical. I switched to my Omni, and boy, big difference. I just don't hear you worth a darn on vertical, but I hear you fine here on horizontal. His name is Jack, Juliet Alpha Charlie Kilo, Jack like Jack in the Box is his name. I have a request to ask, what is your RF power output on 432 tonight?
About 800.
800? Okay, thank you. A local guy here who used to work you on the net years ago, he occasionally checks in on us
on FM and wants to get the lowdown on how things are going. And I got an email here. He's asking me to ask you what you're running. So 800 watts output. Very good. I'll pass the information along.
What's his call?
Kilo 7 Charlie Delta K7CD. His name is his initials TJ. Tango Juliet is his name. That's what he goes by. But it's K7CD.
Okay. That must be a new call from when I worked him when I knew him.
You know, I looked his call sign up once. It is in the directory online. I forget what his Bozo number is, but anyway, he's kind of homeless now. He's living out of his car. It's kind of an ugly situation. So anyway, but he's managing somehow.
Oh boy, that's too bad. Sorry to hear that. Well, give him my best if you talk to him, and maybe one of these days things will get right. I'm not sure it's ever going to get right here in California the way we're going.
Yeah, I agree. He's got, if you look him up on QRZ, he's got an address in Idaho, and I'm afraid to ask him, why is it you don't go to where your QRZ address is? You'll have a lot better chance at making it in Idaho than you will here sleeping in your car.
Well, maybe he got asked to leave by the wife.
Well, his wife died a year and a half ago, so he's just gone through a real rough time, and so won't get into that. But anyway, he sent me an email off of his telephone, and he just wanted to know. He's trying to stay involved in what's going on, so because he hears Darren and I talk about the net. So okay, I'll let him know. 800 watts on the arrays, and thank you very much. We'll look for you in the morning, and John is out here waiting patiently.
Okay, one last thing. I don't know whether he has it. He may or may not have internet in the car or in his phone, but he could watch live streaming and keep up to date that way a little bit better. Over.
Well, you know, I just now that you mentioned it, he does have that ability. I'll mention that to him and see if he's interested in listening in. Hopefully that'll be a pleasurable thing rather than something saying, well, see here, you know, we can do this and you can't. I don't know. It depends on how somebody takes it, but that at least get him a little closer to feeling like he's kind of sort of involved.
Yeah, okay. Well, that would be good. And he can also leave little messages to me or to anybody on the chat part of the thing. I've never done that, and I can't read them, but they get read to me by Aaron. Aaron and everybody's back. They were in a Fresno club meeting this evening, but the club meeting was started early. They started at 6, and so they were done in time to get home here. And both Aaron and Rob have checked in. I think Ken's just going to go work on broken radios that he's got piling up on him, mine included. All righty. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for the update and the information. Now, I've got another station. You might turn around if you can and listen for KD6SW, KD6 Sugar Whiskey in Redding. He's going to try to get on. He's on 432 tonight, and he's going to try to get through to us. But I may not hear him here. If you can get Paul to listen or anybody else also to listen there, somebody may hear him. And let me pick up John, and that'll be in the right direction for Redding. So, John, let me get you, and then we'll take a listen for Redding. KR6MR, K6MYC, Bozo Net.
With a long count, so you can peak your antenna on me. You are very, very weak. Over.
And we got you now. KR6MR, K6MYC, pretty good copy. Not bodacious, but I was off of you a little bit. And good to hear you there. I wish we had this kind of communications on 1296. How much power are you running here, 50 or 100 watts?
I'm doing 70 watts at this time, 70 watts.
Yeah, that may may be the difference. You got the 70 watts, and that's, that's 7 dB. 6 or 7 dB more than you have on 432, but you got more gain on 432, I think, but I may be wrong on that. Anyway, on 1296 you have more gain. Each of those antennas is 17 dBi, and if you have 4 of them, you've got 23 dBi or near that, 21 dBd, which is a pretty significant amount of gain on 1296 or any band for that matter. Anyway, 73s for now, and we'll be shooting right over the top of you for Reading here. Hopefully I'll hear Reading in here this evening. I don't know if you have a shot in that direction or not. KR6MR 759 K6MYC. Did I lose you, or did you just not say anything? Did we lose the path? Well, let me just call for Reading. Reading, Charlie November 80. If you want to try CW, if you can do CW, that would be better, Rich. KD6SW, KD6 Shopping Wet, KD6 Sugar Whiskey, KD6 Sugar Whiskey, KD6 Shopping Wet, Reading. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, K6MYC in the Bozo Net, calling and standing by. I hear you. You're Q3 at the moment, KD6SW, 145, K6MYC, over.
Oh, boy, you picked up good there that time there. Number 145 up here in Reading, where it was pouring down rain today. KD6SW.
Yeah, good deal. You didn't give me time to peek the antenna on you, bitch, but you're quite amazing. Quite an amazing signal here on 432. I'm really pleased that we can hear you so reliably. It's working much better than 6 meters for some reason. KD6 Sugar Whiskey, give me about 30 seconds and I'll see if I can squeeze the antenna up a little tighter, over. No, I'm not hearing him at all. KD6SW, over. Brutal fades. I don't know if anybody else has turned around toward you. You might make a call if you can hear me. Make a call, or maybe some other stations in Sacramento that you can work. KD6SW, make a call for anybody in Sacramento. K6MYC, over. Well, now I'm not hearing him. You may have that condition of a up and down fading business. It's a long haul. I think he's running about 50 watts on this band. Not bad from Reading. Just shows you if these guys came up with half a kilowatt and a big array on any of these bands, we could have regular communications like it was next door neighbors. Just have to push the gain up a little bit. The ERP has to come up 10 to 20 dB, and then everything really works well. I heard that. Because of the multipath, it's a little distorted. But the signal starting to come back. Give me a longer transmission now that I can see if I can peek on you. Over. it's just up and down. I hear him come up and then he disappears again. All right, well, we'll give it away for tonight, but at least we got you in the log. We have you in the log. We have you checked in, Rich. Good deal. Happy to have you get on and try. Thank you very much for getting on, Rich. Hopefully you're copying me a little bit there with the 800 watts here. KD6SW, raining, K6MYC, 73. Okay. Anybody else before I go to Nevada, K6MYC? Nothing heard? Okay, Nevada, KD6BQ, N7 Whiskey Tango, KE7UQL, K6MYC, calling and listening for anybody. I hear the CW. I hear the CW. Over. Well, give me a number. Give me a Bozo number. Hear the CW. Go ahead. You better give me the Bozo number on CW. I cannot copy your sideband. I hear you, but I cannot copy the sideband. I think that's you, Richard. KD6BQ, K6MYC. Over. It's in and out, Richard. In and out. I copy you sometimes and other times not so good. We got your 249. We have 249. You're all checked in. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Richard. KD6BQ, listening now for N7WT or KE7UQL, K6MYC, calling and listening. Over. K7UQL, N7WT, N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT, KE7UQL, Kilo Echo 7 Whiskey, KE7UQL, Uniform Quebec London, K6MYC, calling and standing by. I'm not hearing Larry or Richard, Daniel at all tonight. I'm surprised I was hearing Richard. Anybody else doing any good up that way? Okay, I've got no help here tonight.
Well, I haven't been hearing much of anybody. I hear some of the guys, but only about half, Mike.
Yeah, okay. Well, you just don't have all the antenna gain yet.
That would be correct. At the moment, I'm just running that little 420-5011.
Yeah, I've got, 10 dB on that and altitude and well, I don't know. You've got a pretty good clear shot toward up the valley, don't you, to Redding?
Yes, and I have heard Redding on this band before.
Yeah, okay. From who?
Oh, I I can't tell you which call sign it was, but I was able to copy somebody when you worked them one night.
Well, yeah, not on this band, though. The only guy that ever came up on this band is dead K6AAW.
Maybe I'm thinking 1296.
Yeah, no, nobody there at all.
Maybe I'll just go back to sleep.
Okay. Has it started to rain there yet? We're getting close to 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I've been out and checked and nothing yet. In fact, I was out about 10 minutes ago and there was stars out, and I was just looking at the radar. It looks like it's just kind of getting into the Merced area maybe a little bit. And, it looks like there might be more stuff coming in just south of the Bay Area there that might get to us, but nothing yet.
Okay. Well, it could be dry halfway through the night here. Okay, I don't think we've got anybody else to work here. And 7WTN, 7 Whiskey Tango, KE7UQL. Are you guys hearing anything up that way? K6MYC, over? Normally I would hear Daniel. He's pretty consistent. Okay, well, I guess that's it for tonight.
Hey, I'm browsing the Signature Solar website, and I just spotted something kind of interesting here, Mike. This is a 100 amp hour, 12 volt lithium battery, and it's on their clearance site. They were selling them for $549, and this one's for $239. And that is a pretty good price, and this battery would run your radios for hours and hours, your 12 volt stuff, over.
Yeah, probably would.
Nice things. I have solar panels and everything else to support this battery, so something to think about. We could switch your entire thing over there to battery, and then it doesn't matter if you have AC or not. Everything works.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a matter of where to put that. We need, one panel, do you think, to keep it charged up?
No, I would do like a 40 amp controller and 6 of these 100 watt panels just to keep it charged, and if you're having a busy day and you're on the air a lot, doesn't matter. It's keeping it full.
Well, I don't have to worry about that. I can always charge it from a power supply.
Well, you'd have to, if you want to charge it off of AC, you would have to get a lithium charger that is going to charge your power. You can't just hook any old 12 volt charger up to the BMS system. It needs something a little more sophisticated. They talk to each other and all that, and so on and so forth, so that you don't overcharge them.
Yeah, well, sounds like it's more trouble than it's worth.
Just a thought there, Kemosabe.
Yeah, well, it's a good price. It seems like for what I need a 12 volt battery that sits here on trickle charge, and that's it. Just a car battery would be fine. I don't need anything much beyond that. That whatever I would be doing on this thing with 12 volts, it would be so intermittent that it wouldn't matter.
Well, you say that, but like when you're transmitting, with your HF radio there, you're probably doing at least a good 6-7 amps when you're transmitting on your peaks. That's what your rig would be drawing, and then you got another amp or so throughout all the control stuff and everything else, and maybe a couple of amps there, and that is an eventual drain.
And one thing about, if you're trying to set up with a car battery or something, you got to worry about the mess and the water. And with these things, you could stick them anywhere. And you stick them in your shoe closet, they're not going to hurt anything. And so it could be sitting under the bench back in the corner and nobody ever even know it was there. No big deal. It's about the size of a car battery from the looks of it. But anyways, just something that I thought I'd mention just because I just saw it as you were talking there, and I thought, if Mike ever wanted to go battery on his 12-volt Innovis stuff, that would be a great option right there.
Yeah, well, I don't think the lead-acid batteries are any problem anymore because they don't have water in them anymore. They have the fiberglass wet mats that don't require water. It's just, they've just been really, really solid since they went to that technique. Like the one in my tractor, for God's sake, it's been in the tractor now for goddamn near 10 years, and it's still chugging.
Roger. Well, we going to wrap this thing up or what?
Well, I was waiting for Rob to come back up, quit fading his face.
Oh, I'm back up. Over. KSR, over.
I figured you were, but you were so quiet.
Well, I got not much to contribute, and you keep it pretty active, so I'm just writing them down here, over.
Okay.
Hey, Frank, what was the price on that 12-volt battery?
It's regularly $549, Rob, and this one's on their clearance page for $239 for a 100 amp hour 12.8 volt lithium battery.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Listen, if you don't have any solar stuff at all, and if you go after that battery, I will point you in the direction of a charger that would work perfect with it, that is inexpensive and doesn't have a bunch of RF noise or anything. And then I've actually we'll have some spare solar panels, 100-watt jobs right here that I would probably just give you. So just let me know, over.
Okay, well, that's a heck of an offer there. Yeah, I was wondering about using that for my Aries races. I bought a regular lithium battery. What did I spend on that? I think I spent like $130 or something for a 50 amp hour, over.
Oh, okay, so you're already going down that path. Now, you can't tie them together, right?
Oh, you mean put two lithiums together to get 24?
Well, no, some you can, some you can't for that. No, what I meant is if you put these in parallel, they wouldn't charge right or anything because one's a 50 amp hour, one's a 100 amp hour.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, I got a special charger too. I just got to use for this one. It's my second lithium-ion battery. My first one was a 30 amp hour one, over.
How do you charge it?
I've got a little lithium-ion charger that plug in the wall, over.
Okay, so you need to get that on solar. You need to get that. There's no reason to ever plug that thing in. Those chargers draw quite a bit to charge these lithium batteries, and there's just no point in doing that, man. And it's so simple to get a beginning set to keep a battery that size charged up.
Yeah, Roger there. I was wondering about going solar, but I was looking at a 24-volt system, over.
Why 24?
No, excuse me, not 24, 48. I'm sorry, the one that would fit the amps, over.
Yeah, okay, yeah. For solar to run the house and run AC, you want 48 volts, absolutely. But like my system here, I've got 12 volts. For one thing, I've got two trailers sitting here that are all 12-volt lighting and everything, but also all my radios. So I've got my 12-volt system, but I've also got the 48-volt that runs all my AC. So all my radios here and everything runs off that one 170 amp hour 12-volt lithium-ion battery, and the beacon runs off it and everything else, and it's charged by solar. And then there's an entirely separate system that's running my AC, over.
Okay. You can't really run your 12-volt radios through your regular AC stuff, huh?
Well, sure you could. But think about this. We're trying to use the sun to charge up our batteries and whatnot and make sure we got enough to get through the night and everything else. So now we're going to take that battery that energy we've stored, we're going to convert it to AC so we can convert it back to DC to charge another battery. It's just wasting energy. So instead of doing it that way, you just get a couple of solar panels and charge the lower voltage battery with it. You charge your 12 volt with 12 volt panels and you charge your 48s otherwise. Over.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know going up and down and back and forth is not efficient at all. So would it be good enough to see having two separate systems means you got to have a little overhead in both your systems in order to make sure you got it covered. Over.
Right. Now, depending upon what else you're doing with your 12-volt system, but for your operating and all, you could probably get away with one 100-watt panel on your battery, and it would stay charged up. But I recommend that you do like 400 watts. On mine, I've got 600, no. Yeah, 6? Is that what I got? 6? Yeah, I got 600 watts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 600 watts into a 40 amp charger on mine, but mine are going to charge even if it's a really cloudy day and rainy and all that. It's still trickling a little bit in there, and it just keeps that battery well charged up. And so that when the sun goes down, it's fully charged even if the beacon's been all day, and it keeps going like that. So I build for that for two things. One, these cloudy days and whatnot, and also for heavy usage. That's think about it this way: you're going to have a cloudy day and it's all rainy and whatnot. What better day to sit in the shack and play radio instead of going outside and working? So you're going to draw a lot of power, or whatever your situation may be. Over.
Yeah, okay. So you said your battery is 170 amp hour? Over.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was reaching up trying to get the rotor to start running. I'm going to turn my antennas because you're a little hard to hear. So I'm just going to chatter, make nonsense here while this antenna comes around in case you lose me, so that you know what, so you'll understand what I'm saying here. And we're coming around and getting pretty close now. So you ought to be able to hear me now. So, no, yeah, I've got 3 of the big battery Owl 170 amp hour batteries. One of them is out in my main power shed where the beacon is. And that battery is also wired into my radio room here. So I got one running that. I've got a pair of those over on the house trailer, because in the wintertime, if you're running the propane heater, that big blower takes quite a bit of energy, and you can kill 12-volt batteries overnight. So I got 2 of the 170 amp hour over there. And but those, I paid about $800 for those batteries each. I got them on sale sometimes for like $740 and whatnot, but so they're a little bit more expensive. They're also a lot bigger. Over the, let me continue. They weigh about 51 pounds a piece. They're bigger, a little bit heavier. These 100 amp hours are quite a bit smaller and lighter. Over.
Okay, and you said you can't put them together. I thought that Signature Solar had a charge controller that you could put many batteries on there as you want. Over.
Right. It's not how many batteries you can go. It is having equal batteries. You know, think about this. If you've got a bank of batteries in there, okay, and keep in mind these lithiums in a proper system, they're all talking to each other, the battery management systems. Now, if you've got a 50 amp hour battery in there, when it shuts down, it's going to shut your system down because it's going to quit, and it's going to tell the others to quit too. Is the easiest way I can explain it. You can put 200 amp hour batteries side by side, you're fine, but you wouldn't want to put your 50 and your 100 side by side in the same system. Over.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So what do you use for a charge controller then? You hook your solar panels into a charge controller that is also hooked into the batteries. Over?
Yeah, and if you were going to go this route, I would tell you to go to Rich Solar, and you can get them on eBay or richsolar.com, R-I-C-H, Rich Solar, and buy their 40-amp charge controller. It will take 600 watts of panels, and it works very well with the battery without having to do any additional wiring, just through the battery cables. It knows when the battery's full and the battery's trying to shut down, and it just backs off, and the other extra power just disappears. They work very well, and they're very RF quiet. I've had two of them running here at the same time and don't hear a thing out of them on any of my radios or anything. Over.
Okay, and you'd recommend that Rich Solar charge controller over the one Signature has?
I'm talking, but we're talking two different things here. We're talking about your 12 volt stuff. Are you still talking 12 volt?
Roger. I thought Signature had all the different voltages, controllers for each different voltage. Over.
Well, since they got this battery, I'm sure they do, and I have not looked at theirs. I'm not familiar with theirs. Haven't used theirs. I recommended the Rich because it's worked rock solid for me, two of them, and the biggest reason is they're RF quiet. So if I'm going to tell a ham guy on a small controller to keep his station battery charged, to get one of those, because I know they're RF quiet. The Signature may very well be fine, or it may be RF noisy. I know my 3Ks are fairly noisy, and I got to work on them. Over.
Oh, okay, that's good info. Is Rich Solar competitive price-wise with Signature? Over.
Well, I just can't intelligently answer that, because all my Rich Solar stuff was at the 12 volt level and 100 watt panel level, so on and so forth. My Signature Solar, we've gone big. You know, we're not talking 100 watts anymore. We're talking in mega kilowatts and stuff. And so I haven't compared at that level, at that 12 volt level, as far as pricing. I do know a couple of days ago that Rich Solar controller was on sale pretty cheap. You know, even at full price, I think it's like $129 for the 40 amp. They've got a 60 amp. They've got a 30 or a 20 amp. So they got multiple levels. And for a 100 to 200 amp hour lithium system, the 40 amp with 6 100 watt panels, 600 watts would work fine.
Okay, yeah, so 40 amp would be good enough. W6 BBS, KM6SR. Okay, I'll have to look at that and see. You suggest a 40 amp one. Now you can hook up to what, 600 watts of solar panels? Over?
Yeah, on the 40 amp you could go to 600. Now, if you have big plans of doing something else with your 12 volt other than just running your radios down the road, and you think you might need more power, well, then, you know, don't waste your time. Buy a 60 amp controller. The 60 amp controller will still work with 6 panels. You can just add more later. But in my experience, the 40 amp controller with 6 panels on it, even on cloudy days, will charge a 100 amp hour battery just fine in most normal conditions. And that day, that battery, let's say you want to talk on the radio 2 hours every night of the week. Well, even if you had no sun for 3 days, you'd last at least 3 or 4 days off that battery before it was starting to get down weak, you know, in a normal course of ham radio conversations. Over.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we've got a trailer that's 12 volts, but it's not really in usable condition now, so that'd be way down the road. So, okay, thanks for all the information there. I'll have to look into that. If the charge controller was on sale and the batteries are on sale, then that sounds like a good thing. I wouldn't need more than one battery then, right?
Well, you're only going to run just your radio station and whatnot off it, right?
Yeah, best I can tell now, yes.
Okay, then I think this $239 for this 12 volt battery on here for 100 amp hour is a good price. and I think the battery's going to serve you very well on your station. And when I say very well, like I say, you have a shortage of sun for a few days or something, you should still have battery power to run your radios. And for less than, if you was buying everything, you could probably buy the kit for like $400 that came with the charger and the solar panels to keep it going, because Rich Solar does that in kits. But here's the thing, Rob, is I would tell you go buy the charger and come see me about solar panels, because I just bought another pallet of panels, and so I'm converting everything over, and I'm going to have a dozen or so 100-watt panels that are going to be extras, and I hadn't figured out exactly what I was going to do with them yet. So, we can maybe help you out a little bit and on the panels themselves. So you buy the charger and the battery, and you're going to be able to run your station without any AC or PG&E or any of that bad stuff. Who am I talking to? I know it's Rob. I just pulled a blank on your call sign. W6BBS.
W6BBS, KM6SRR.
Yeah, I know that. So my brain and mouth would not say KM6SRR.
Okay, Frank. Well, thank you for the info. I didn't want to monopolize the Mike's net here. Over.
I think Mike's gone. You still with us, Mike?
Yeah, I'm here. I was just listening. I'm just trying to work up a little bit more appetite. I'm going to take the rest of my dinner and put it in the microwave, warm it up a little bit here. I'm done. But I was listening to the back and forth. You weren't bothering anything. You guys are still streaming. There may still be people interested in listening to that, so don't worry about it. I don't know if Aaron's still here. Aaron, are you still monitoring?
Yeah, I'm here, Mike.
Yeah, well, you can leave this conversation on and streaming. I don't see any problem with that, do you?
Oh, that's what I've been doing. I've been sitting here listening, and there's 5 other people still streaming.
Yeah, so it's worthwhile.
Well,
Roger, K6USY.
Well, just carry on, Rob and Frank, as much as you need, and I'm just listening. I'm going to go in the kitchen for a minute and get a glass of milk and put the plate in the microwave, and I'll be back. But I'm kind of tired today with all this stupid crap that went on. Everything breaking today. But I'm still awake for the moment.
Yeah, Mike, you're having one of my days, K6NYC, KM6SRR.
You can take your days back.
Yeah, well, I had one today, so I can't take it back now because I went through it. Over.
Oh, Jesus, you and I both, huh? How did we both get Murphy at the same time?
Roger, yep. Yeah, I had a tractor. I had to put air in the tire, and I forget what other stuff. Something else I had to do, too. So, anyway, I haven't run it in a while. Over.
Yeah, well. Now, by the way, Frank, the little wheel that we used, or that little stand that we used to unroll that red wire off of, I fixed the stand. What I did is I put 2 little pieces of wood between the 2 bases. So now the bases and everything stays intact, and you just lift the roll off. Everything doesn't fall over and crap out. It's one of those things that they never finished. But now it's all in one piece. And I can probably put little levers on each top side so that we could capture it, and it's much easier to carry if the roll and the axis doesn't come out. But other than that, why, it's fixed up and quite stable now, and it worked out pretty good. I only had to do I put 4 screws. I used some of that, believe it or not, I used some of that wood that was in that fiberboard shelving area. The shelf braces were just about right, 1x2s, and I cut one of them in half. It was absolutely perfect. I cut one of those in half, and it was just exactly the right length to fit on 2 of them and spacing and everything for that roll. So it worked out slick. 4 screws and a couple of swear words later, and I had her together.
Yeah, Roger that. I was, I liked your idea because that was adjustable. We could put a longer rod and a wider spool in it or whatever. But the problem was you had the vertical risers were bolted or screwed to 2x4s and on one side, and so they would fall over the other way. And I was going to go down the other side and put a second 2x4 along there just to widen the feet of both of them out. And one of those, you do have a little, it's one of the little plates off a U-bolt that you have on one end of those that holds that top bar in place to where you can pick it up. So one of them you kind of have fixed. The other one looks like you'd had it at one time and it fell off. So anyways, and yeah, Rob, just go take it to take a look at the clearance page on Signature Solar. And for all you fine people out there still listening, just to give you a little bit of history, I've got a high school diploma. I got nothing else. I just been a working stiff all my life. So I'm sitting here lecturing everybody on solar and electricity and kilowatts and all this. And I am the most uneducated person in the classroom, shall we say. Everybody I'm talking to is much more educated, much more smarter, but I like to carry on like I know something. Good night, gentlemen. KR6MR in the group W6BBS.
Well, you're not dumb. You're smart. You just didn't get a chance to. You had to go to work. Didn't get a chance to go to that further on in school. I never did anything with mine. I got 6 years of college and no degree.
Roger.
Hey, Frank, I got another question. KM6SRR.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
Okay, can you I've got a couple of panels from work that were not working so good that I think need a little repair or something. I think they're like 250 watt panels. Can you hook that panel up to this controller? Over?
Absolutely you can. Now, here's the thing. Is if they're 250 watt panels, yeah, the pair of them would work. And what you look at in this, Rob, is there's some voltage ratings and amperage ratings and wattage ratings and all this usually on the sticker on the panel. And it's the VOC voltage, that open voltage. The VOC is what is the number that you're looking at. And you just got to make sure that if you put panels in series, one after the other, that voltage just keeps getting added up, okay? So you got to make sure that your single panel or series of panels voltage does not exceed the voltage of your charger. And that the amperage of all the panels doesn't exceed the amperage of your charger. And don't expect 100%. You want a really good day, you're going to do about 80%, 85% of a panel, and that's kind of what I've seen. But that being said, yeah, those panels will work just fine. In fact, the beacon antenna has, and that charger has been running up until just a few days ago on one of those panels that somebody gave me, left at the end of my driveway, a 345 watt panel that came off a building somewhere. And I took that one panel and plugged it into this same 40 amp charger I was telling you about, and that's what's been keeping my 12 volt battery for the shack up. It's only 345 watts. It's not really quite enough on cloudy days to do what I want. So when I got these bigger panels and some of my 100 watt panels got freed up, 6 of those went on that, and I changed over to that. So no, a pair of those would give you about 500 watts. That'd be perfect, Rob. Over.
Okay, yeah, like I said, it's I got them because they were broke, so I have to do a little work on them too. I'm looking at the Rich Solar site, and they have a pop-up. They want my email for 5% off my first order. Is that worthwhile?
Well, I don't know. I've never done it, and I get annoyed by those things. But the trick is look on their site and see and figure out what it is you want, and then take a look at Amazon for the same item, because they have their stores on Amazon, and sometimes one or the other you can find a little better deal on. Over.
Okay. All right. Good info. Now, for the charge controller, is that same verbiage as an inverter?
Negative. A charge controller is a charge controller, an inverter is an inverter, and a hybrid is a combination of the two. Over.
Okay, yeah, I don't see where they have charge controllers on their thing here.
Well, give me one moment, and I will go to their website, and I will guide you because they are there. Let's see here, richsolar.com. Let's see. Whoops, get off my screen. Okay, you see solar kits, bundles, panels, batteries, inverters, and system components. Go to system components. Over.
Okay, that's what I asked you, but I guess I doubled with you. Okay.
Oh, sorry, I just kept my foot mashed down and kept rambling. So let's see, yeah, look at them. There's the 20, the 30, the 40. Yeah, it's not on sale there anymore. That 40 amp MPPT was on sale. I think it was $129. And I was I thought the price was pretty good, and I was trying to come up with an excuse why I needed it, and I just didn't, so I didn't buy one. Over.
Okay, yeah, I'm not finding it yet on here.
Did you click on system components and then charge controllers?
Yeah, I'm on system components, but I don't see charge controllers here anymore.
When I hover over it, mounting hardware, charge controllers, wire and cable, breakers, switches, that whole list pops up.
Okay, what are you hovering over?
You hover over system components, and a pop-up menu comes up.
Ah, okay.
Click on charge controllers.
Yeah, there they are. I see them. Yeah, it's $159.99 right now. There's something else they said here. New customer sales, 7% off everything. Over.
Well, there you go. 7% will get you a break. Now, well, while we're here, I'm going to go to Rich Solar on Amazon and take a look at that. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like they have free and fast shipping, they say. So that's good, too.
Well, the main reasons that I recommended it was that, number one, it seems to be a very solid product. I've had no issues, and they were very RF quiet. And so for a ham, that's just kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, no, that's very necessary. Over.
Roger that. And see, I'm Okay, let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay, listen. Go to Google and put in Rich Solar Amazon, and then click on the link that pops up for Rich Solar Amazon store. You're fixing to like me a little bit better in a few seconds.
Okay, yeah, I had to get here. Put in Rich Solar and Amazon?
Yeah, Rich Solar Amazon, and then you know how they stack up the links, but there'll be one there that actually has a blue link and that says Rich Solar under the Amazon link, the Rich Solar store. It's either that or just go to Amazon and in the search type in Rich Solar and go to their store.
No, I found the one where Amazon.com that says solar panels, Rich Solar.
Okay, did that take you to the Rich Solar store or just to Amazon with a list of their solar panels? Is the screen pink?
No, not really, but it says Rich Solar. It has a picture of an RV and some solar panels out front.
Okay, at the top of that listing in there somewhere, look and see, it's not very big, but where it says Rich Solar Store. Or in the Amazon search, put in Rich Solar Store.
Okay, real small, it says Shop Rich Solar.
There you go. By the way, Rob, I can't help myself, but I got to wish you a happy Women's Day.
Hey, what now?
Happy Women's Day.
What, did Jen get another flower in one of her plants, over?
No, that's what this sale's all about. It's Happy Women's Day. That's why, have you got there yet? Your screen should be pink with Happy Women's Day and stuff on it.
Well, it's not pink, it's blue. I don't see Happy Women's Day on it. Over.
All right, well, okay. Do you see the Rich Solar emblem and then home, today's deal, solar panels there in the white bar?
Yes, Roger.
Click on today's deals.
Okay, there's your pink.
Now scroll down and you'll hit the batteries, and then just below the batteries you'll hit controllers.
Yeah, I see them.
There's your 40 amp controller you were just looking at for 159 for 119.
Oh yeah, yeah, there you go.
Now, if only you could teach the wife to shop like this, hi.
Careful, she might be overhearing it in the background here, over.
Well, I thought of that, but I figured I would take a chance because it would be me getting in trouble, not you.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I guess I may as well do this. It's hard to deny it, huh?
Yes, sir. It's hard to deny it. Now, but before you do, just to give you an idea, scroll down just below this to solar kits and bundles.
Yeah, I was already ahead of you there looking at that, over.
Yeah, so you see this charge controller right here with 3 solar... Oh, no, they're saying 600 watts. So 600 watts, and of course some cabling and whatnot. But you're looking at $800. So one thing that you're going to want is you're going to want some of this wiring. But do you have any number 10 wire?
Oh, yeah, I got number 10.
Okay, just something to think about. This solar wire, it's good for high voltages and whatnot, but for your initial setup, we could do just regular number 10 wire, and I have some of the crimp-ons and the connectors and whatnot. So, but that's the only thing to consider is how far from the radio room is your panels going to be? How far from the battery? Correction. How far from the controller? Controller could be at the battery, it could be at the panels, it doesn't matter. But you probably want the controller as close to the battery as you can get, within a few feet. Because that's where the big current is between the charger and the battery. That's where all your power is as this thing starts making it. So you got to decide how far you think you're going to put the panels away from the charger, and consider buying a pair of wires. Like you see the red and black down there. If it's going to be 100 feet, you buy a 100-foot run of this stuff or whatever, and we can talk about that, over.
Okay, yeah. On this kit, they don't have batteries in the kit, do they?
No, not in this kit. And so, I mean, they do that, but you're not going to find a better price on that other battery at Signature Solar. So I think you're money-wise, you buy that battery, you buy this 40-amp charger, and maybe a set of wires, and I will supply your panels, over.
Okay, that's a deal I can't refuse, huh? The wires they got here, they're all 10 AWG wire, 10-gauge wires.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, and that's fine because you don't have a whole lot of current there, like you would think of in a DC system or something. It's very high voltage, and so PV wire is good for the high voltage. And I said I'd give you panels, but I forgot you've got two panels that you're not going to gain much by taking mine, but we'll see how yours work first and go from there. In fact, I got a lot of different options there on panels, but yeah, no, panels is the last thing we need to worry about right at the moment. So yeah, get that 40 amp charger and get yourself however long you need that run to be, a couple 100-foot wires. You could also buy that wire in bulk on the roll and put ends on it yourself. It's real simple to do, and so on and so forth. But that's your only big concern there is your wire, Rob, and everything else will be set. Over.
Okay. I'm not sure the distance. Maybe I need to go out and measure the distance before I buy it. Now, this wire comes with ends. Are you able to take these ends off and reuse them?
Negative. They're crimp-on ends. And so, but here's the thing is, if we got to cut the wire off, that's what I was saying. I have the ends and the crimp tool and all that stuff. And so you always save your bits and pieces because you never know when you're going to use a jumper here, or you're going to parallel some panels and want a jumper from one end to the other or something like that. So you kind of work it so to where nothing gets wasted. Over.
Okay. Now, when you hook these panels together, do they each home run to the controller?
Say again?
If you use multiple panels, do each of the panels home run to the controller?
What do you mean home run?
Well, each one would go have its own set of black and red wire going to the controller, or would you hook the panels together and then one run from all panels into the controller?
Yeah, okay, now I understand your question. I've never heard home run like that in electrical before, but then I'm once again uneducated. So anyways, no, you have just one run, one red, one black, number 10 going from the array to the controller. The panels are going to, first of all, you start out and you build a series. You figure out how long can I get. In the case of my 100 amp panels or 100 watt panels, you'd put 3 in a row. At this point, the voltage is high enough to charge the batteries, but not too high for the controller. With your 2 big panels, what you would actually do is it's going to have high enough voltage off of one panel. So what you do is you use a parallel connector, and I have some of those as well, and you're going to take both positives from both panels and plug into this connector. And you're going to plug both negatives into also another parallel connector. Off of those parallels, your 2 wires go back to the shack in your charger. Over.
Okay, I see. Now, if I go more than 100 foot here, do I need to go a larger gauge wire?
No, not for this system, not for what you're doing here. If we were building you a 15,000 watt system to run the house, and we're going more than 100 feet, yeah, then we would be considering that. But for this little 12 volt package and 600 watts, we're going to be just fine and dandy.
Okay, I'm guessing that might have a couple 100 feet to go.
Even at a couple 100 feet, you'll be fine. But you can upgrade this wire to a number 8 if you want it, but you really don't need it. Now, something else, and I don't know why this is tickling my brain, but did you at one time save some old well wire?
I know we got some at work, but it's not mine. Other than that, no, I don't think I have any old well wire. I have some wire left over when I built the house, but I don't think I have that length. Over.
Yeah, see, what I've got here is some that Mike had, and it's the flat jacketed well cable. And so that gives me 2 runs of 2 each. I can run 2 different arrays through that one cable. And, they're designed to be hanging in water and whatnot. And so I've been stringing these out and then using my PV wire in the exposed area. So that's something else, too, is if you got a long run out, you can put a conduit in and just pull some bigger wire in. Regular wire doesn't have to be PV wire. into that, and then we run PV wire where it's going to come out of the ground and be exposed to go out to panels. And also going into the building and into the shack or into the charge control, the PV wire is kind of nice because it's soft, it's flexible, it's easy to use. There's no fight, and it's easy to get lay flat and look good. Over. Or let's see, Kara 6MR W6BBS. I guess we better do that.
Roger, W6BBS, KM6SR. Yeah, it must be a real fine strand and kind of like welding wire is there, so it makes it flexible. Over.
Yeah, Roger, that is exactly what it is. I think they're like 18 strand number 10 or something like that, and then they've also got a high voltage jacket over the wire, and then a thicker jacket over that is PV or ultraviolet, sunlight neutral. What am I trying to say? Anyways, it's good for being out in the sun and all that. So that's the way that wire is made, and it's also made. It's nice and thick, and with the dual layers like that, because of those high voltages. When you start getting up in the neighborhood of 600-700 volts, well, I'll show you my wrist and my hand where I blew a hole in my hand and burnt the back of my wrist when I got touched by mine at about 600 volts. Over.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, your normal THHN house wiring is good for 600 volts. Over.
Right. Yeah, and there's plus the insulation and the way it breaks down and everything else is different. So, anyways, but no, if you're making a run 200 feet out from the house or something like that to get out there, you're perfectly good getting some good quality number 8 and putting a couple of runs of number 8 in that inside the conduit, and then just go PV outside the conduit. Over.
Okay, I'll have to take a look. This price here doesn't look too bad for a 10 gauge. Over.
Yeah, what are they asking for it?
The 100-foot piece is $119.99. Normally it's $149.
Now, does that give you both colors, the red and the black?
Well, according to the picture, yep.
Okay, yeah, that's not a bad price as far as this stuff goes. You want to get better than that, then you're buying like 500-foot rolls.
Yeah, no, this would probably be good. Okay, I got to go measure and see how long distance I got. I'm guessing that I'll probably put the panels, got to be southern facing to get most of the sun, I guess. And I've got one spot in the center of my circle drive there that's probably the best place for the panels, but it's a little ways away there. Over.
Yeah, Roger that. But none of that's any big deal. It's when it comes to the distance, you can put that thing 500 feet away, and I'll tell you what size wire to run and what you got to do to make it successful. Over.
Yeah, I do that at work as far as lay out all the electrical, and I do voltage drop calcs and stuff like that. So I just need to get what kind of data I'm working with, the amount of amps are going to be running through it. Over.
Yep, roger that. Well, you think about this, you got 600 volts at 600 watts, so you're going to run 10 amps.
Yeah, 10 amps isn't too bad.
Roger that. Now, if we were at 12 volts, it would be a different story, but that's why you get away with the smaller gauges, because the amperage isn't that high, even when it's on a full load.
Okay. Now, how should I mount these panels? I see they've got some tilt mount brackets and stuff here. Over.
Well, before you do anything with that, Rob, before you do anything with that, come up here and look at what I've done, look at the panels, get your eyeball on some stuff, some homebrew stuff, and that will give you something to think about before you start spending any money. Over.
Okay, yeah, I saw how you had that rigged up there. It's pretty slick. I didn't know whether that was a recommended way to try to aim for something like that, or just get an off-the-shelf item. Over.
Well, you haven't seen anything because there's massive changes and improvements since you were up here and saw what I was starting out with. So, like I say, you just need to come up and take a look. Some of the things I've done, you could do the exact same thing. You have the exact same material I do, laying in your yard, and just don't even know it. So, make a day to come up here and take a look, and we can kick all this around, Rob.
Okay, that sounds good. This weekend's going to be rainy, so it's probably not a good one, over.
That's good for me. I don't care if it's raining or not. And just FYI, I am now home on Fridays. My day I have to be home has now been changed to Fridays. So Fridays should always be good. All right, I'm going to get out of here, my friend. And yeah, if I was you, I'd go ahead and take a shot at that battery. I'd bite the bullet and get the battery and the charger, and all the rest are minor details that we can work out as we go along. Over.
Okay. Now, if I buy the wire with the controller here, it all comes in the same shipping, I guess, or does any of their items free shipping?
Okay. Typically with Amazon and the Rich Solar store and whatnot, you order a package, you would think it's going to come that way, but it doesn't always. Sometimes the wire will come from one warehouse and the panels from somewhere else in the controller. So just no way I can really answer that. It may all come at once. It may come in multiple shipments. Over.
Yeah, but if you meet their initial requirements for a large enough order, then even if it comes from separate places, they usually cover the shipping there. Over.
Oh, okay, yeah, and that's whatever they got going on. I would agree with that. They usually offer you deals. You get enough, buy enough. Hey, one other thing. You already have a 50 amp hour lithium battery, right?
Yes, I do.
What's it doing right now?
Well, it's what I use when I take the radio out and go portable. It's just, right now, it's just sitting in my garage. Over.
Listen, Rob, before you get too excited about this other one, that 50 amp hour might do you just fine. Let's put some solar on it and see what happens. You don't necessarily have to buy a 100 amp hour.
Yeah, but I like the idea of the 100 amp hour giving you a lot of capacity and stuff, and it's on sale, so it would be a good thing to buy.
Yeah, well, and consider this on average. If you're running a 100-watt radio, on average you're pulling 20 amps when you're transmitting. Of course, on sideband that's not stable, but only on the peaks. But anyways, 20 amps. Your 100 amp hour battery would run for 5 hours at the 20 amps, versus half of that on the 50. So of course you're not going to be running anywhere near a full load, but I like the idea of the 100 amp hour battery, but I didn't want to talk you into buying it and have you go, why did I do that? I already had a battery sitting here. So there you go, my friend. Anything else, Rob?
No, I think that should do it there. Well, I just hadn't been thinking. I wonder if I could put a switch on there and switch between the two batteries, the 150 and the other 100.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, I could point you to some little inline 300 amp DC breakers that are real simple to deal with, and just got little push buttons to turn them off and on. And so you could literally have either battery connected to your charger and radios and everything, and flip back and forth between the battery to charge them or use them. That's a piece of cake.
Okay, that's a good idea. Well, then there's no reason why the 100 amp battery shouldn't be on my want list. I like the idea of coasting through, cloudy days and stuff there. Over.
Yeah, roger that. And you're going to find that if you don't have heavy use on the battery, it's going to stay full even on cloudy days. Now, if you're in there pounding away in a contest for 10 hours nonstop on a cloudy day, it might start dropping, but you'll never kill it because that 600 watts with that 40 amp MPPT charger of theirs, it's very good at taking the slightest little bit of sunlight and creating a little bit of voltage out of it. Over.
Okay, that sounds good. I like the fact that it's RF quiet too.
Yeah, that was the biggest reason why I was steering you in that direction. You know, I've used it; it works good. But that RF quiet, I like. Mike's got a different signature solar inverter than I do, and his is quiet. Mine are these individual units, and they're a bit noisy. So they're not terrible, but they're noisy. So anyways, okay, I'm gonna get out of here, Rob. Have a good evening. KM6SR or W6BBS.
Okay, Frank, thank you. W6BBS, KM6SR, 73.
And good night, guys. K6USY.
I was just about to put my foot down and say, okay, you can turn the switch off now, Aaron.
Well, fortunately, I've been sitting here listening to you guys and watching the activity on HF. So nice thing about being able to operate two radios. So good night, Frank. Good night, Rob. We'll catch you guys later. K6USY DMO6.
W6BBS QRT.
So you've been multitasking, Aaron. That sounds good. K6USY KM6SR 73, Aaron.
Yeah, I got four more countries. I need 4 more countries, and I can get my first DXCC award. So I've been busy today on digital. So fortunately, I can sit here and listen to you guys talk and play digital at the same time.
Yeah, roger on that. Now that must be a combination of bands, or not on a particular single band, huh?
No, yeah, it's it's mixed between phone and digital, and it's across all bands. But that's the first award. Usually basically the first thing that you get up to 100 is the catch-all, and then you have to then work on getting 100 countries on individual bands, or on all on digital, or all on phone, or all on CW. So yeah, you start with mixed, and then you work into the more specific stuff.
Yeah, roger on that. You hone into what other particulars. Sounds good there. Okay, Aaron, I'll let you go. K6USY, KM6SRR.
All righty, Rob. K6USY, DMO6. And we'll say goodnight to the few people that were still listening on YouTube to the solar conversation. Good night, everybody. K6USY.